In a scene that has sent shockwaves through the corridors of power in Washington and Paris, millions of Burkinabe citizens have poured into the streets of Ouagadougou in a defiant and passionate display of support for their revolutionary leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. This comes just days after Burkina Faso's military junta revealed it had foiled yet another Western-linked coup plot, a move that has once again raised suspicions of foreign interference and thrown global attention on Traoré's radical and unapologetically anti-imperialist government. The mega rally, set at the iconic Place de la République in the heart of the capital, has become a thunderous roar against imperialism. The national coordination of the civilian vigil, a powerful coalition of pro-junta civilian groups, mobilized a demonstration to deliver a resounding message to the world. Traoré is not alone. From sunrise, throngs of people wearing patriotic colors and waving national flags converged at the square, chanting slogans denouncing France and the United States. Their message: leave Traoré alone, leave Burkina Faso alone, leave Africa alone. The catalyst for this mass mobilization is the explosive revelation by the military government on April 22 that it had thwarted a coup attempt plotted from neighboring Ivory Coast, a plot, they claim, engineered to sow chaos and destabilize the government. The timing of this attempt, paired with rising rhetoric from Western capitals, has only deepened public suspicions that France and the US are orchestrating shadow wars in the Sahel, hoping to restore compliant regimes and maintain their historic grip on the region's vast resources. The tension was already high following statements made on April 3 by U.S. Marine Corps General Michael Langley, who testified before Congress that Traoré was misusing Burkina Faso's $4 billion gold reserves, allegedly diverting them toward personal security. These allegations, however, were widely perceived across Africa as part of a smear campaign to discredit a leader who has become a symbol of resistance. After all, it was Traoré who had dared to kick out French troops, nationalize strategic resources, and speak openly against foreign exploitation, steps that have infuriated former colonial powers and rattled Western policymakers. Since taking power in September 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré has governed with a revolutionary fervor rarely seen in modern African politics. At just 36 years old, he has emerged as a Pan-African icon, drawing comparisons to the legendary Thomas Sankara, the slain anti-imperialist revolutionary who also hailed from Burkina Faso. In 2 short years, Traoré has dismantled neocolonial structures, asserted national ownership over gold and other minerals, and prioritized local defense forces over foreign troops. He speaks the language of the people, rejects the dependency narrative pushed by the West, and promotes a vision of African sovereignty that resonates across generations. This very vision, radical self-determination, economic independence, and total political autonomy, is precisely what makes him a target. Western capitals, where African agency is often perceived as a threat rather than a right, have not taken kindly to Traoré's rise. Rumors are rife in Ouagadougou and across the continent that the West, particularly France, whose historical grip on West Africa is loosening, has supported or even masterminded multiple attempts to unseat Traoré. Whether through covert military actions, economic sabotage, or media-driven character assassination, many Africans believe the West is waging war on a man who simply refuses to be a puppet. Yet, if these plots were meant to intimidate or weaken him, they have backfired spectacularly. Every attempted coup has only strengthened Traoré's base. The April 30 rally proves that the people are not only awake, they are ready. The sight of millions raising their fists in solidarity has shaken foreign observers to the core. Both Donald Trump and Emmanuel Macron have remained uncharacteristically silent, reportedly alarmed at the scale of the uprising and the fact that it was not directed at their usual African scapegoats, but at them. What's more, this grassroots support is no longer confined to Burkina Faso. Pan-African solidarity has erupted online, with social media turning into a virtual battlefield of ideas, culture, and resistance. Ghanaian rapper Sarkodie lit a fire when he posted, "God protect Ibrahim Traoré," a message that exploded with over 4 million views and was soon shared by US rapper Meek Mill, pushing it into the American consciousness. From Merope to Kingston, from Bamako to Baltimore, young Africans and members of the diaspora are voicing one unified sentiment. Traoré represents the Africa we want. An Africa that is bold, unapologetic, and unafraid to tell the world, enough. This support, both on the ground and in cyberspace, reveals a seismic shift in African political consciousness. The old narratives of dependency, aid, and compliance are dying. A new generation is rising, one that sees leaders like Traoré not as juntas to be feared, but as freedom fighters resisting an international system that has kept the continent in chains. For decades, the West has used coups, economic pressure, and manipulation to engineer African politics. But today, it is the people, not foreign powers, who are determining their future. France and the United States now face a sobering reality. Their old tactics, meddling, accusations, regime change, no longer carry the same weight. Africa is watching, and more importantly, Africa is acting. The message from the Place de la République to the White House and the Élysée Palace is thunderously clear. Your time is up. The era of unchallenged Western dominance in Africa is ending, and the continent is reclaiming its voice. For Burkina Faso, this moment is defining. Traoré is not merely a president, he is a symbol of possibility. A man who, in defiance of all odds, has galvanized a nation and inspired a continent. His supporters are not marching for a man, they are marching for an idea.